pro boxing fans. None other than my good friend Teddy Atlas. We want to talk about a fight that's happening in the UK. Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr.
It's I'm going to use your terminology, you guys. Again, the best fans in the world. I'm going to use their terminology. It's a banger. It's a banger. You know, people can't wait to see that, and you know they're all excited about that, and rightfully so. You know, it's got the promotional chops to it. You know, it's got the behind the scenes stuff to it. You know, with animosity and bad blood, whatever, all that stuff, and it's got the history with the fathers. You know, the two fathers that were just iconic British fighters, great fighters. So it's got everything to draw the people in, you know, to watch that fight. You know, I mean, you got one guy. If I was to real fast give my thoughts on it, without having gotten into it too much, you know, Eubanks, you know, wants to probably keep it on the outside as much as he can and use his skill sets to, you know, use his hand speed and his ability to throw counter punches and, you know, punches from different angles. He needs space, or space accommodates him pretty well and favors him pretty well when he has that space to do that. And I would think that Ben would like to take that space away. You know, like to kind of work his way in and maybe go to the body like a better BF with a Bevo, take the legs away, you know, slow him down a little bit, you know, put the pressure on him, you know, get to him, get into the geography that can get him as close as possible to him, to use his skill sets. You know, it should be an interesting fight. You know, you can make I like parts of each guy. You know, I like the ability of Eubanks when he's right. You know, when his focus is there, when he's right, to be able to do things in a boxing way on the outside. And I love Ben's style and his approach. I do, where, you know, being aggressive in a responsible way. You know, in a way a fighter should be, with paying attention to, you know, doing it with defense and responsibility of defense and, you know, just proper way to engage somebody, but the consistent offense, looking to, you know, to engage. I think it's an interesting, and again, the thing that the flowers that come with it is the interest of the fans because of the things I just touched on. You know, both guys bickering back and forth and, you know, sniping at each other, and the history of the fathers being the fighters they were over there. And, you know, I look, you guys, you Brits over there, you know, you're loyal to your, I appreciate you because you're loyal to your fighters. You come out for your fighters. You're passionate about your sport, you know, and you show it. You show it by coming out and always being there. So I hope it sells out that place. You know, it's not at Wembley. I know it's at another. Yeah, I hope it sells it out, which I'm sure it will. And most importantly, I hope it lives up to what you guys deserve as the fans that always come out and make these things, make these things worthwhile.
I do want to ask you, because you're an experienced head in the game. Chris Eubank Jr.'s dad said he's going to boycott the fight because there's a weight discrepancy. Obviously, there's got to be a catch weight at some point, and there's a rehydration clause for Chris Eubank Jr. And his dad feels that
Eubank's bigger. He's the bigger guy. He's going to probably have to come down, right?
His dad feels like it's probably not safe for him to be fighting. Therefore, he's going to be boycotting it. Do you understand that stance from Chris Eubank Sr.?
100%, 110%. Look, the father's a former champ. The father knows the sport. He knows the dangers of the sport and the dangers of, dropping down and making a lower weight, you know, making it properly where it's safe. to get in the ring and then go and fight a really good fighter. He understands all of that. So yeah, I understand 100% where he's coming, not just as a father, where he cares about his son. That should be first and utmost, but as an experienced fighter that understands the realm of that, understands what most people wouldn't understand, what the real dangers of and the implications of that is. So yeah, I understand it 100%. But look, you have to have faith in this case in the fighter and the people around him. But the fighter himself knows his body and knows whether or not he can do this and still be 100% in the ring come fight night. You got to trust that, what's that old saying? No one knows your body better than you do. So you got to trust that he does. But I understand 110% the concern of the father.
Cool. Teddy, I always appreciate your time. I know I've taken a lot of your time today. We are in sunny Riyadh. It is nice here. I think you've got a big day planned with loads of activities, and you've got to go and see some of the kids in the gym, which you always like to do.
I love the kids here. That's part of the treat of coming here, is that I get to go from the beginning. I was there at the very infancy of them building a gym here and building a boxing team, which is growing and becoming better. They just won a national title over here, that gym, and it's been about 2 years, less than 2 years, and they already won. They are the champions of the kingdom, as they say, by winning more gold medals than anybody else in a national tournament just recently. I've been there from the beginning of when the kids were just starting to be in the gym, and the gym was just being formed, and I've grown a closeness with these kids and a relationship with these kids where I root for them, I care about them, and in some ways, I feel like they're my kids a little bit in that way. Even though I don't put all the work in that the great trainers do, and the people over here that are doing it and running the gym that do, but I do share with them the just how proud I feel about what they've done.
I do like that. Teddy Atlas, yeah, like I said to you at the start when we were talking off camera, you get a lot of love in Saudi Arabia, not just by the people who organise these events, who obviously are great at what they do, but by the local people here. They seem to know what you do and what you do for the youngsters, so they appreciate you. Teddy Atlas, thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you at fight night.
Yeah, always good to see you. I'll see you. I'll probably see you before fight night.
Of course, I'll see you before.
But thank you.
Teddy Atlas, always a pleasure, sir. Thank you very much.